Bienvenidos, advanced practicum friends. Good day to all of you. We are going to be entering now week 7, no, número siete semana. All right, so we're going to be over here, but what we need to do is actually go back and because you're going to be offering an experience based off of week 6. So week 6 was the health and physical domain. You observed in gross motor, you did a checklist, and now you're going to offer that experience. So let's actually look at that really quick over here. And look, I have it in Spanish. La semana pasada tú tenías que observar los niños en la área de motor grueso. So para hacer eso, tú tenías que observar si los niños tienen un lugar para jugar usando sus músculos grandes. Entonces tú tenías que hacer una lista de verificación sobre los niños en el área de motor grueso. Eso es para observar. Estás observando los niños. Y entonces de ahí también tenía que marcar cuántos niños podían hacer las varias cosas. De esas observaciones, yo te pedí que por favor tú crea una experiencia nueva. Yo te di varias, perdóname, ideas de cosas que tú puedes hacer. Entonces, esta semana, este viernes, vas a ofrecer esa nueva experiencia. Y entonces tú contestas las preguntas y tienes que chequear y hacer una reflexión de cómo fue todo. Esto es el patrón de ser un buen maestra. Debes de observar, ofrecer la experiencia, entonces hacer una reflexión. Okay, so let me say this in English now, since I got my thing in Spanish here. Last week, you have to observe, right? You need to know and get to know the kids better. So you're doing your observations. You're noticing whether the kids, whether they go outside, if there's a place for them to go, what can they do inside to work on those gross motor skills. And then I wanted you to do a gross motor checklist on the kids. So you kind of really know. And then you're going to mark down these things. So now you have information. From that information, I want you to create a new experience for the children, not something they've done before. This is new. You are offering something into the classroom, something for the kids to work on and do. So this week, you take that information and you create your new experience. And this week, you're going to offer that new experience. And I gave ideas down here. So after you offer that experience, you are going to then reflect on how all of that went. So this is all really good and appropriate teaching is what you should be doing. You always observe your children, write things down, keep track of things, offer an experience, and then you reflect on how things went. This is what we are looking for, okay? So that's what you're going to offer this week for the gross motor. Your discussion number 6 is still open, so keep that in mind. Please make sure you're doing these because these are each worth 10 points, and that's going to add up to be a lot of points. Co-op evaluations need to be submitted as well. So that's that. So you're going to be offering that, but of course that's not the end because now we also have to start working on a whole new domain. So tienes que también empezar un dominio nuevo. So for this one, we are going to be conducting the ASQSE. So let me click on that. Para esta semana vas a ofrecer algo que se llama el ASQSE. ASQSE, así se dice en inglés. That's how you say it in English. So, however old your children are, you're going to then click on that actual checklist and you're going to conduct this screening tool with a parent or with your co-op teacher. Now, if you're able to do it with the parent, I really would like you to do it with the parent. The whole point of this assignment is for you to have an experience with a family. That's why we're doing this. This is supposed to be a family-based experience. So if you can interview the parent, maybe by phone, have them maybe fill out some of it on their own. And then, but again, you only have a week for this to happen. So, but if they can do this on their own and then you guys talk a little bit about it, that'd be great. If that doesn't work out, then please do the interview and conduct the checklist with your cooperating teacher. Okay. Then I want you to upload the questionnaire. You don't have to do it right here. You upload it separately. So let me say this in Spanish. Tienes que coger la edad de los niños con quien tú trabajas. Yo quiero, y es un cuestionario. Yo quiero, por favor, que tú hagas ese cuestionario con uno de los padres de un niño. So, wait, let me say this in English too. You only need to do this on one child. So choose a child who you think there is a concern. Do not tell me everything is fine so you don't have to do the rest of the assignment because I will not give you credit for this. Okay? So choose a child that you feel there is a concern. Cannot stress that enough. Ok, coge un niño que tú piensas o que tú creas hay una preocupación sobre ese niño. Yo quiero que tú hagas la entrevista con uno de los padres y por favor trata de hacerlo con uno de los padres. Si no puedes hacerlo con uno de los padres, haz la entrevista con la maestra cooperativa. Pero la razón por hacer esta experiencia o esta lección es para que tú trabajas y aprendes y tiene práctica trabajar con la familia. So, esa es la razón por esta actividad. So, a una entrevista con los padres o con la maestra cooperativa. Y entonces yo quiero que también tú tomes fotos o me mandas una copia de la cuestionario que tú llenaste. Okay. Then, okay, now I'm going back to English. I want you to write up a paragraph and describe the child. So after what you learned from that questionnaire, tell me a little bit about the child so that I have a better understanding of it too. So, describa el niño, eso es que vas a hacer esta semana. Then, review some of these questions and write down at least a couple of interesting facts that you learned about the child. So, what was something that you found really interesting that you're like, this I didn't know about this? Escribe algo que es diferente, algo nuevo que tú hayas aprendido de este niño y escríbelo aquí. And then, remember I said, I want you to identify a child who has a concern. So don't tell me there are no children of concerns. There's always a child who has a concern in at least the classroom. Write down what is the behavior, what is the concern, and maybe there's more than one. So choose one of those. You see where this is going. This is your observation right now. You're observing, you're getting to know the child, but you're getting to know the child through the family is what you're getting to know the child now. So this is your observational point. So, cuando tú terminas con el cuestionario, que tú escribes algo interesante, yo quiero que tú identifica algo de ay, porque no puedo pensar de la palabra de concern, una preocupación, yo creo que esa es la palabra, que tú has notado que los padres están diciendo. Y otra vez, todo esto es como tú observas al niño, pero tú no lo estás observando, tú estás observando por los ojos de los padres. Eso es la razón por hacer este cuestionario. So, ¿qué es que te preocupa o que le preocupa a la familia más? Escríbelo aquí. And actually, as I said in just Spanish right now, this behavior is really a concern of the family that they're seeing because you did the questionnaire on the family. See what I'm saying? Then, this is all for this week. So you're doing 1 through 4 this week. 1 a 4 es esta semana. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take that behavior and you're going to come up with a strategy, something you can offer to help the family. It's not something that's being offered right now. I want something new. I want you to come up with this idea. Maybe it's going to be, maybe the behavior concern is that the child doesn't go to bed and they're having a difficult time with the child going to bed. Maybe you could create a little book or a little checklist with pictures, like put some effort into this, okay? The strategy is that there's going to be a book of this child, and that first he needs to brush his teeth, then he's going to change his clothes, then he's going to read a book with mom and dad, and then he goes to bed. So he has to do the little checklist as he's doing it every single night. Or if you make a book about all this, he turns the page every time he does something. And that could be your strategy to help the child be able to get to bed on time and help with this behavior. Hopefully that makes sense. So come up with a strategy, something to help the family with the concern is what it is. But you're going to be offering this strategy the following week. This week, We are observing, just like you always do. The first week is the observation. And so that's what this part is. I'm just kind of giving you a heads up so that when you pick and you're speaking to the parents and there isn't much of a concern, you got to come up with something. Okay? So, esta semana vas a hacer la observación. Parte de esto es que estás haciendo en la entrevista. Pero ¿qué vas a hacer es, vas a identificar que es una área que la familia necesita ayuda con? Yo quiero que tú creas una estrategia, una experiencia para esa familia. Y que yo dije en inglés es quizás que el problema de la familia es que el niño no va a dormir a la cama por la noche. No se duerme bien, ¿ok? No quiere ir para la cama. Tú quizás puedes crear un librito que tiene todo ay, todo los pasos para el niño para ir para la cama. So, quizás él empieza que el primero tiene que bañarse, entonces tiene que cepillarse la boca, entonces él tiene que va a leer un libro con los padres, o ya, entonces se va para la cama. Am, Tú crea quizás un libro que tiene todo eso. Yo quiero ver que tú estás ofreciendo algo a la familia, que tú puse fuerza en esto. Tú creíste algo para esta familia. Se puede hacer una lista que el niño tiene que marcar cada cosa que él hace, o si no es un librito que tiene fotos y el niño cada noche tiene que cambiar las páginas del libro que él mira, oh, ya me cepillé los dientes, voy a cambiar de página. Oh, ahora me quité y me cambió la ropa, ahora voy a cambiar de página. So, cada noche él tiene que ir por todo el libro hacer esto. Y esto quizás es una estrategia para ayudar al niño a cambiar su comportamiento y entonces ir para la cama mejor. Pero esto es para la semana que viene. Tienes que crear la estrategia para la semana que viene. Pero te estoy diciendo que vas a pasar. Eso es razón por decirte eso. Esta semana vas a observar en la manera de hacer una entrevista con los padres o con una maestra cooperativa. Okay? All right. Hopefully it didn't confuse you even more. Hopefully this made sense. If you have concerns, please reach out to me. But this should be pretty self-explanatory. Just follow through. All right. Have a wonderful week offering your gross motor experience and conducting the interview. Que tengan un buen semana haciendo el motor, la actividad de voto grueso y también haciendo la entrevista con los padres o con la maestra cooperativa. Cuídense todos. Bye bye.